morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. Well, I'm going to jump back into the Ritchieville test map. Oh, and I forgot to switch mods folders. I think I forgot to switch mods folders. Just minimize this real quick. Oh, no, I did remember to switch mods folders, but now I have no mouse. Let's try that again. I have absolutely no mouse. Come on. I may have to restart my... Oh, there we go. Career. Save game 20. Unfortunately, I have 7 buildable factories to build in order to test the triggers for the new containers. Because I won't release anything that's only half tested or untested. So it's going to be very painful today building factories just to test the triggers for the containers. Then every single placeable factory will be done. Or done testing, I should say. Alright, so let's grab a little bit of speed. Let's head back here. I'm going to use this area here. So I'm going to sell off the refinery, Budweiser, and Old Man's Mill. If I can find them. Budweiser, sell. Oh, did I pass them? I probably passed them. What am I looking for? Old Man's Mill and the refinery. Old Man's Mill. Let's sell that off. And they've already been tested. And where's the BP factory? That should clear up my space here. It does. Alright, we need to test. I'm just going to go down the list. I'm going to grab the coffee house. Let's throw this here. Actually, let's make it a little bit closer for the input and the goods. And then we also need to throw down craft. Or the dairy, I should say. Okay, there we go. Craft. Throw craft down. Well, that's small. Good. Maybe I can get 3 of them in here. We can test 3 of them at the same time. Or build 3 of them at the same time. Let's throw this one down. Yikes man, 4332, can I join? And hello. Unfortunately, I am in single player testing on my test map. I am not, unfortunately, not on a server. But I am testing new container placeables with all the existing factories, because most of the existing factories needed trigger adjustments and replacements. So Coffee House Craft, can I get Procter and Gamble down, or is that like really big? Can I fit that one in here as well? I think I can. Am I away from... Oh yeah, we got plenty of room. So unfortunately, I am Building factories. How you got so many mods? They are all mine, and they are all factories that I have built. So all these placeables are factories that I have built. So we have a battery charging station because we make batteries, and our factories that uses batteries produce dead power cells, and you bring the dead power cells back here to recharge them. We have a drywall factory. Acme Corporation makes porta-johns and bicycles and lawnmowers and about 7 other products. We have a lemonade factory. Anderson makes doors and windows and insulation, doors, windows, and a couple other products. We make fish bait at the bait house for fishing. We have a bakery, a Budweiser factory. We have a bus depot because our factories take workers, and you have to deliver workers to the factories with the bus. We have a Del Monte canned goods. Certainteed makes insulation and roofing. We have a coffee factory, composter, cement factory, crate factory. Dole Foods makes like garden salad and products like that. Fermenting House makes wines and sauerkraut, a couple other products. Fertilizer factory. Banquet Frozen Foods makes frozen food meals. We have a slushy factory, a glass factory, a glue factory. Grass dryer makes silage and hay. We have 3 placeable greenhouses. Greenhouse 1 makes melons, pumpkins, tomatoes, lettuce, cauliflower, and red cabbage. Greenhouse 3 makes blueberries, peas, and beans. Greenhouse 2, cucumbers, strawberries, mushrooms, and raspberries. We have a fish hatchery for fishing, Heinz factory for ketchup, herbicide factory, Hershey factory. House of Wax makes wax statues. Ice cream factory, ice cube factory. Kraft Dairy makes like cheeses and butters and stuff you need for the other factories. Leather factory, we take leather from the slaughterhouse. When we slaughter the animals, it makes leather, and leather we turn into boots and saddles. We have a mill that makes like lumber and steel and all kind of building products. Miner's Mill makes like, I think, flour and some other goods. Crazy D's House of Nuts makes mixed nuts. Old Man's Mill, my factory, makes walkers, wheelchairs. We have 3 orchards. We have a paint factory. Procter & Gamble makes paper towels and toilet paper. Pennington makes grass seed and trees. We have a pie factory, a pizza factory, a plastic factory, a battery factory, juice factory. Quality First makes building products like bricks and cinder blocks that you need to build other factories with. We have a fuel factory, a rubber factory, a factory that makes empty sacks, sandwich shop that makes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches like ham and cheese sandwiches, seed maker, jelly factory, soda factory. Sparky's makes like copper wire telephone poles, products like that. We have a breakfast factory, tasty cake factory, textile mill, table factory that makes tables, chairs, and furniture, placeable vineyard for grapes, and then a potato chip factory. And they are all available to the public. Alright, so we need to build these 3 factories so we can test them. And, alright, so wallpaper, what do we need each? 100,000 liters each, perfect. So wallpaper, Wallpaper, plywood, and drywall. So let's pop out some... Crap, what did I just say? Plywood, what are the first three? I can't remember already. Wallpaper, plywood, and drywall. Alright, so let's pop out a wallpaper. Let's grab our container trailer. Now these containers hold... where's my trailer? These containers hold 100,000 liters each, as long as you have the product in the warehouse to spawn the pallet out. Alright, so there's wallpaper. I think I needed plywood and drywall. If not, we'll come back and grab something else. So plywood, and we'll grab some drywall. So these are the containers. They hold 100,000 liters each. As long as you put the product into the warehouse, you can spawn the containers out. Now this is another good test to see if these triggers take the containers. There we go. So it took the first three. So what else do we need? We need... so we'll grab steel and lumber for that one. Steel, lumber, and then we'll grab a copper wire. Lumber, steel, and copper wire. So let's grab a lumber. And I gotta put my truck over here so it'll auto load. Alright, steel and copper wire. Steel, and then copper wire. Copper wire. Alright, let's drop these in the factory. Yeah, if my commands are working today, they were not working yesterday. Exclamation point Facebook will get you to our Facebook group. Exclamation point maps, M-A-P-S, will get you to the Trello board. And if my hotkeys are not working, then I can go and manually get the links. Alright, so you took what you needed. Okay, so the copper wire goes over here. Alright, so this should have everything it needs to build this factory except for the concrete. It does. Alright, let's see what I need to build this factory. And we'll put the concrete in last. Alright, so you need lighting, roofing, and red brick. so lighting. Lighting. Alright, roofing and red brick. Roofing. And I'll grab a red brick. Let's throw these in the factory. So lighting, roofing, and red brick. And we'll put the concrete in last and build all three at the same time. So what else do you need? Am I stuck? No, I'm not stuck. Alright, so you need concrete, so steel and lumber. Steel and lumber for that one. Steel, lumber, and we'll grab a paint. So I'll grab a steel. I think I'm going to change the spawns on these warehouses so you can spawn 3 containers out. So I may do, since I have to do map updates anyway, I may do an update to these spawn triggers. So we can spawn 3 containers out. Lumber, and let me grab a paint. Grab a paint. Alright, steel, lumber, and paint. Alright, so you're going to take the steel and lumber, but not the paint. Now, is that everything I need for this one except for concrete? Oh, I need just a hair more steel. Alright, so I'm going to drop one more steel container there. Let's drop the paint here. Alright, so you need, we'll grab copper wire, insulation, and roofing. So copper wire. Copper wire. Yeah, this is my test map. We cheat everything in for testing to save time. Alright, so I need insulation and roofing. Alright, insulation and roofing. I gotta put a little bit more steel in that middle factory to get it to 100%. Alright, so you need... Oh, this needs 2 pallets of everything. Ah! Alright, so let's grab... let's grab another paint, copper wire, and insulation. So let's grab a paint. We'll come back for insulation and copper wire. Alright, insulation, copper wire. Insulation. Pass off copper wire. Copper wire. Yeah, this factory needs 200,000 liters of each product. That's looking better. Crap. Why is it only giving me... Okay, so they're at 200,000. I'm good. So 1 roofing and 2 lighting. So I need a roofing and 2 lighting. Let's just grab a roofing. Blind. Roofing. And come back, we'll grab 2 more, and we'll grab 2 lighting. Grab 2 lighting. At least I think it was lighting. My memory's terrible. Went to warm up a cup of coffee this morning after the coffee pot shut off. And instead of putting my coffee cup in the microwave, I stuck it in the refrigerator. I guess iced coffee's good, but it's not what I was in the mood for. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, so let's grab 2 red brick and a drywall. drywall and 2 red brick. So drywall. And then 2 red brick. Alright, red brick. Grab 2 of those. Yeah, I was not looking forward to building 7 factories just to test the triggers. Alright, we need, let's grab a drywall and 2 steel. So let's grab a drywall. We're getting there. We almost have all the products in. So drywall. Let's grab 2 steel. Yeah, I think the next map update, I'm going to put 2 more spawners in so we can spawn out 3 containers instead of just 1. It should be really pretty simple to put those extra triggers in. Now I think I just need 2 lumber. 2 lumber, and then this one will start building. So let's grab 2 lumber, and I need a cement truck so we can put cement in the other concrete in the other 2 factories. Let's see if I can get lucky. Let me park my truck here, right about there. Let's turn the auto load on and see if it'll suck up the lumber when I spawn it out. It did, perfect. Alright, so 2 lumber, and that should finish this factory. And then this one will start building, and then I just need to put concrete in the other 2. Before I drop them in, do you have everything you need? Yeah, you just need lumber. Alright, I'm going to grab my store delivery mod. Let's grab a cement truck. I'm not even going to change the colors. Alright, so let's grab you, and I'm just going to cheat concrete in since we're testing and I don't have all day. So let's fill you full of concrete. Normally we would get it, you'd make it at the concrete factory and then fill your cement truck from the concrete factory. Let's drop these in. So that factory is going to start building. Let's get that guy out of the way. Let's grab our concrete, throw it in the other 2 factories. Take a quick peek at chat. M Roller, if I'm reading that correctly. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Much appreciated. I am building new containers for the maps, and in order for them to work properly, every placeable factory the triggers had to be added or adjusted. So I'm building factories just so I can test triggers with the new containers. So I don't want to release the new containers and have the triggers on the existing factories not work properly. Alright, so these are 3 of 7 factories we have to build just to test. So I'm going to spin this guy around. I'm going to back him up a little bit. I'm going to try and zoom my camera out as far as I can. Alright, so we're going to go 2,000 speed. It's going to take like 3 in-game days for all these factories to completely build. Exclamation point. No, my commands are not working. I'll get you the links here in a minute. I don't know why, but I had a Streamlabs update 2 days ago, and all of a sudden, all of my exclamation point commands have stopped working. And my new follows are not coming up in chat, so Streamlabs for some reason is all messed up. It was my last Windows update and Streamlabs update, like last week Monday, that messed everything up. And I haven't had time to go into Streamlabs and figure out why. Yeah, y'all just bear with me till we get these 3 factories built, and I'll try and get you the links. Just going to roll till it gets daylight. And then we'll make sure these factories are completely built so we can test the triggers. Alright, so let me go check this menu real quick. Alright, so project is disabled, so now we can test our triggers on this factory. That one's 100% built, so we could test the triggers on that factory. This one is not 100% built yet, so let's go a little bit more time. Yeah, okay, so it's still building. I'm just going to roll the night, and then this one will be done building. I do have 5 maps as well. Let's go back down to 1 speed. Let me just check this icon and make sure this is 100% built. It's fine. I need 2,000 liters, but that's alright. I can still put the product in and test this factory. Alright, bear with me all. Let me do a quick save. I'm going to do a pause. I'm going to minimize this and close that. I'm going to throw you all on. Be right back. Let me see if my commands are working. If not, I'll go in and get the links. And my commands, I have no idea why my commands have stopped working. Alright, just bear with me. I'll get you the link to our Facebook group and the Trello board. Oh, and it's not going to let me paste them in. Which means I need to sign into my own Twitch account. Bear with me, y'all. Alright, that is the link to the Facebook group. Make sure you answer the questions or you will not be accepted into the group. Let me see if it'll let me put in the link to the Trello board. So there's the link to the Trello board. So when you go to the Trello board, if you've never been to Trello, each column works independently of each other. So the first column is PayPal me for any donations and Patreon if you want to join my Patreon for support. The second column is the homestead map. And the homestead map is my version of No Man's Land. So you click on the card to open it up, and then you click on the file to get the download. So the first column has the homestead map, the equipment, the vehicle pack specifically designed for that map. There's 2 different mod packs for that map, and animal feed mixing stations just for that map, because our animals use custom feed. Third column is the Ritchieville map, the Hollow map, the Islands map, and the custom geo to be used on these 3 maps. Now, these 3 maps will not work unless you put everything in from this column. So in order for the Ritchieville map, the Ritchie's Hollow map, and Islands map to work, you need everything from this column. You need the required mod pack, you need the silo placeable pack, you need our auto load truck pack, the vehicle pack, the construction mod pack, the assortable placeable pack, and the animal pen pack for those 3 maps to work. The next column are all the optional factories. So these are all the individual factories. So you open up the card and then just click on the file. So these are all of the factories that have been released. And these factories only work on the Ritchieville, Ritchie's Hollow, and Ritchie Islands map. These factories will not work on the Homestead map or the Prairie map. The last map is Ritchie's Prairie, and it has the card for the map, it has a mod pack, a vehicle pack, and then a custom geo if you play with seasons. So that is, and I did not even take you all off of let me go through that again, since you were all on Be Right Back and not seeing a damn thing. Alright, let's do this again. First column is PayPal me and Patreon if you want to make a donation or join Patreon. Second column is just the homestead map. And you have to remember to scroll down in each column because each column works independently of each other. So this column is the homestead map, the vehicles for the homestead map. So if you want to play the homestead map, download everything in this column. This column, purple column, is the Ritchieville map, the Ritchie's Hollow map, and the Ritchie's Island map. In order for those three maps to work, you need everything in this column, or the map won't even load. You'll just crash. So you need the required mod pack, the silo placeable pack, the auto load trailer pack, the vehicle pack, the construction pack, the assorted placeables, and the animal pens, because we have goats, donkeys, dogs, and ducks on the map as well. So you need these as well. So everything in this column if you're playing these three maps. Orange column are all the optional placeable factories. So just remember to scroll down or you won't see the rest of the cards. So if you want Procter & Gamble, click on the card and then click on the link. And then the last column, the maroon column, is the Ritchie's Prairie map. And the Ritchie's Prairie map, none of these factories will work on the Ritchie Prairie map because the fruit types are different on the Ritchie's Prairie map. So Ritchieville, Ritchie's Hollow, Ritchie Island, I removed 6 fill types. And then on the Ritchie's Prairie map, it has arable beans, arable peas, arable tomatoes, olives, almonds, red grapes, and white grapes. So if you want to play on the Prairie map, just download everything in that column. Anybody have any other questions before I get out of Trello and we go back into the map for testing? Alright, I'm going to get out of the Trello. I'm going to jump back into, let's go back to, well, you're already on window. Let's jump back in here. Alright, now we need to test these factories to see if they actually take the containers. So let's grab a pallet of crates, or a container of crates, a container of diesel, and that's the only thing I could put in here. That's the only, you have to put logs in. And water we don't put in a container. And then workers you deliver by bus. I'll show you how the workers work. So the only thing I can, let's grab a container of crates and a container of diesel, make sure the triggers work. So I'll pop out a container of crates, and they're made in the crate factory or the mill. Let's grab a container of crates, and let's grab a container of diesel. Now this is this has not been released yet. This is the new liquid storage containers that will hold every liquid on the Ritchieville, Ritchie's Hollow, and Ritchie Islands maps. This is the placeable cold storage container which holds all of the greenhouse and orchard goods. This one is the grain storage, which will hold every arable product on the map along with flour and cornmeal. And this one is the quarry storage, so this will hold all of your quarry goods. You can put bulk in, you could take bulk out with the tipper, or if you have 1,000,000 liters you can spawn a container out. So I'm going to get this truck out of my way real quick, just so I have room to drive. And we're going to spawn out a container of diesel. So there's 1,000,000 liters of diesel, and then our crates are only 100,000 liters. So this holds all, these are built into the map, so this will hold everything that you need to build or In the Geo and Prairie, is it a requirement? Only if you play with seasons. If you do not play with seasons, you do not need the Geo. But the Geo is custom to my maps for the fill types and the fruit types. So this one will hold all of your building goods or goods used in other factories. This warehouse holds all of your cold goods that are used in other production. So let me find my container trailer. And I started the wrong map. Did I start the Ritchieville map or did I start the Hollow map? No, we are on the Hollow. No, we're on the Ritchieville map. Oh, no, we're good. We're on the right map. We got to test the Hollow map next. All right, let's grab the diesel. And let's grab the crates. And let's make sure the trigger works in the Procter & Gamble plant. Alright, so everything should go... Ooh, good question. Probably 2 different triggers. Let's see if it'll take the crates here. Did it take partial of the crates? Okay, so this must be an out trigger. Where's my in trigger? I don't play my maps enough to know where my triggers are. Alright, that might be an out trigger. Probably to pick up resin. Let's try this one. If not, I'll have to adjust these triggers. That's why we're testing them. Alright, so you took the crates, and you probably only took part of the diesel. It took 50,000 liters because that's all the factory holds. So it took all of the diesel it needed, and it took the whole pallet of crates. So as long as the trigger works for one of the containers, it's going to work for all of the containers. We're not going to put all the products in the factories. We're just testing triggers today. I know the factory works, so I don't have to test the factory. I just want to make sure it accepts the new containers. Alright, so you do not take diesel, so let's drop the diesel. You take diesel since I have it. You take diesel, so we'll drop the diesel there. See if it takes it. You're welcome. So, let's see. This trigger here should take everything. Did you take another 50,000 liters of diesel? You did. So the diesel should now be full. Alright, so diesel's full. Alright. Let me drop this back in storage. So we're done with diesel for now. So if you have a partial container, if you have a partial container of any product, you could dump it back into storage. And it'll take it and put it back into storage. Now, like I said, if you don't have 1,000,000 liters and you don't want to spawn out a full container, you could take your tanker, come into the other trigger, and then you can take out a tanker full of any of the liquids. So this will take, you can load your tanker with any of the liquids instead of spawning the container out. And the same thing with any of the bulk products. So I can take any tipper, and if I don't want 1,000,000 liters of apples, all I have to do is come over here and I can take out you know, any small amount of product I want. Same thing with the grain storage. I can come over here. If I don't want a 1,000,000-liter container, I can take out whatever I want in bulk. And then the same thing with, I didn't make a real, I'm not going to fit in here, but anyway, just head under here and you'll get a trigger. I didn't leave myself enough room, but drive under there and you'll get a trigger. You can load bulk quarry goods. These container placeables will probably not be released for at least 2 more weeks till we're done testing. Alright, so we know Procter & Gamble works. I don't need to do any more testing there. What do I need for craft? Let's grab a container of coal. We'll grab coal, milk, and crates. So crates, coal, and milk. Alright, so let's grab crates. I'll grab a container of milk. And we'll grab a container of coal. Alright, where's my container trailer? Alright, so we'll drive back down this way first. Let's grab the coal. Oh, I forgot to turn auto load on. Let's grab the coal. Let's grab the milk and the crates. And we'll grab the crates. And we'll see if the triggers work for craft. We're not going to get these factories completely up and running. Because I know they work, we're just testing the containers. I just took the coal it needed. It's not going to take the full container. Did it take the milk? It did not take the milk. Did it take, and it did not take the crates. So this trigger's probably going to have to be adjusted. Oh, there's 2 different triggers. Alright. So you took the coal. So you should take, what do you take? Alright, you took the crates. Did you take the milk? You're still not taking milk. So that trigger's going to have to be adjusted. Alright, let's do this. Let's grab a quick save. And that's the dairy and the milk. So let's get out of the game. Now, did I put my... Let me just check my mods folder to make sure I put the most updated. Because I was updating all of these factories this morning. Let me just make sure I put the most updated dairy factory in here. I did. So let's go into my placeable mods. Let's go to the dairy. Let's open it up and adjust triggers. I'm going to build a plane to work on. And we're going to eliminate some duplicate triggers. So what do we have in here in the way of triggers? We have... Okay, so you have a bale trigger. You don't have a pallet trigger. You do have a pallet trigger, so why did you not take... Alright, we're going to eliminate these double triggers. We're going to keep... we're going to get rid of this trigger. We're going to get rid of that trigger. We're going to keep one pallet trigger, one exact fill route, and one bale trigger. So this set of warning stripes, I'm just going to hide under the building. We won't need it anymore. So we have, let me look at these triggers, make sure they don't need to be adjusted. So let's adjust these triggers. Let's adjust the exact fill route. Let's adjust the pallet trigger. And let's adjust the bale trigger, because you can put straw in here instead of coal. Alright, so we kept all of trigger 2. So let me go into here. So we eliminated, so I have exact fill route 2, bale trigger 2, pallet trigger 2. We eliminated trigger 1. So I need to adjust, so you are now going to be goods. Let's save that. So everything should now go into one trigger. Unless I messed up any i3D map. Well, hold on, I did. We got to eliminate, I got to fix one more thing. I have to eliminate trigger 1 because we're only using trigger 2. Yeah, we're only using trigger 2. So let me delete trigger 1 and delete pallet trigger 1. So I have exact fill route node 2, pallet trigger 2, bale trigger 2. Those are the ones we kept. Let me delete that. Let's delete the plane. We'll zip it. Save this. Let's zip this back up. Let's copy it, throw it back in my test folder. And let's jump back into Ritchieville. And we'll see if those triggers now work. So the second trigger should have been eliminated. And everything should now go into one trigger. Alright, let's grab a little bit of speed because I hate walking slow. I want to check the log really quick, make sure I didn't mess anything up when I adjusted that factory. So let me just check for Lua errors. we have a Lua error, so I messed something up. The trigger, okay, so hold on. I didn't readjust the I didn't remap the i3D for the trigger. So let's go back in and fix that factory real quick. I eliminated 2 triggers. I forgot to adjust the i3D pathing for the third one. So let me open this up real quick. Let me open up the XML. So trigger 2. So I have to change that to 0, 0, 0. This has to be 0, 0, 0. Alright, now we should be good. So let's delete that. Zip this back up. Throw it back in the test map. Take a quick peek at something. Alright, doing good. Let's jump back in here. And let's try that again. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be in and out of the game all day long adjusting triggers. So I don't want to release the container trailers, the container placeable mods, until I know all the factories have been tested. So it'll be another week or 2 before the container mods are released. So Dixie's been under the weather a little bit, so we're going to have to go in and test all the triggers on the holo map as well. So I'm not sure how far she got into testing, but I know she is not home today. Alright, now let's go look at these triggers on this factory. So we should now have, yeah, so this trigger is now gone, so everything should go into that trigger. So it's not going to take any more coal because the coal's full, but it should take the milk. You need the milk to make cheese. And sometimes I have to go in and just flat out replace the trigger. Oh, there we go. So it took all the milk. So this factory is now working. I'm not going to do any more testing on this factory. So let's dump the coal into storage. Got to get rid of that container. Alright, so what do we need to test the coffee factory? So the coffee factory, we need, let's grab a milk, a sugar, and a coffee. So coffee's arable, so let's pop out a coffee. Did I forget to put coffee in here? Okay, coffee. Let's grab a container of coffee. That's arable. Let's grab another container of milk. And let's grab a container of sugar. Sugar is made at the mill. So let's grab a sugar. And then we'll test the triggers on that factory. If I can remember where my container trailer is. There it is. let's grab the coffee. Oh, turn auto load on. Old man, turn auto load on. Let's grab the milk. And we'll grab the sugar. Alright, let's see if the triggers on the coffee factory accept the containers. Now this morning I adjusted these, so everything should now go into one trigger. Updates have not been released yet until I'm done testing. Hi, what are you taking and what are you not taking? You didn't take much coffee. You didn't take the sugar, and you didn't take much coffee, so those triggers are going to have to get adjusted. Let me just check my F5. That should be the only set of input triggers. That's the output trigger to pick up your coffee. Yeah, that's the only set of input triggers. No, why do I have another trigger there? Oh, that's to pick up the trash. Alright, so yeah, that's the only set of triggers. So let's do a quick save. Let's get out of here and let's adjust triggers in the coffee factory. And this is why I over-test everything. Because I don't want to release anything that's broken. Alright, let's create a plane so I can see what I'm working on. And then let's come over here and adjust these triggers. Yeah, that trigger's way too small. So let's adjust this one. If this one's too high, it won't take the container. So let's adjust that one. Let's make this one a little bit taller. And it's got to be just like touching the ground or just in the ground. Let's delete that. Let's save this. Let us delete that, zip it back up. So we're going to copy that. I'm going to throw it in here. While I'm here, just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to throw you all and be right back. I just need to check messages really quick. Alright, nothing pressing. Alright, let's go back into the game. Now this map takes a little bit to load. It's my test map because I have every factory on the map on here and mostly up and running. Now let's find our container trailer. And we'll see if it's going to take our product this time. There we go. Now it may not take all the coffee. We may have to adjust the XML. Oh, it's still taking it. There we go. So now that factory is done. So I'm going to call these 3 factories ready to be updated for our container project. Let me get this truck out of the way. Let me get this truck out of the way. Now, let's see if I can sneak a couple more factories in here. If not, we're going to have to go to a different spot. Like I said, this is my test map. It's a complete disaster. So let me just make some notes for myself. Coffee House is good to go. Kraft is good to go. Procter & Gamble is good to go. Let's grab the pie factory. And it's going to have to be built as well. Alright, the Dixie A Delight Pie Company. Now this is a pretty big factory, so let's find a spot to put it down. We're going to have to go back here. Let's spin it this way. Alright, so what do we need to build that factory? We're going to have to cart some containers back here. But this is my test map, so I don't want to start deleting factories. I want everything on this map. Alright, what do we need? So 100,000 liters of each. So this one's going to be a little bit easier. Wallpaper, plywood, and drywall. So wallpaper, plywood, and drywall. Let's pop out wallpaper. Did I say lumber and drywall? So let's grab a lumber. We'll come back for wallpaper and drywall. Drywall and wallpaper. Let's get this factory built so we can test the triggers. We still have this one and 3 more to build and test. And then every placeable factory will have been tested. Alright, so let's grab plywood and steel. And then what else do I need to build? I need to build the pizza factory. So let's throw the pizza factory down. Let's throw it down next to this one. Alright, so I forgot what I needed already. So let's grab a plywood, steel, two plywoods and a steel. Let's see if I can get lucky and park my truck here. I think right about here. Let's turn the auto load on. So 2 plywoods and a steel. See if we can get lucky. Steel. Ooh, we did. Plywood. And a second plywood. So this one should take 2 containers. I said it should take 2 containers. Okay, so it has all the plywood it needs. Okay, so this one just needs concrete. So let's head up here. Alright, so you have the plywood you need. So let's grab a wallpaper. Let's grab lumber, steel, drywall. So lumber, steel, drywall. Turn auto load on. Lumber, steel, drywall. So lumber, steel, drywall. Time is at 9:45. We're actually doing pretty good. I'm going to break for lunch so I can make sure my mom eats. There we go. Alright, so I need wallpaper, or just wallpaper, and we'll put concrete in both of these. Let's grab a wallpaper. I might just build the next 2 just so we have them built and be done with it and build all 4 at the same time. Let's do that real quick. Let's just build the last floor and be done with it. Alright, so I also need species 7, so we need the breakfast factory. So let's throw... let's go over here. Spin this around. And then I also need the potato chip factory. And these are the last factories we have to test. So let's throw it... Can I throw it here? Yeah, we'll throw it right here. Alright, now I forget what I needed for the other factory. Wallpaper. Yeah, you need wallpaper. So let's grab wallpaper. Let's grab wallpaper. Let's grab 2 wallpapers and a plywood. Right about there. Let's turn auto load on. So plywood. Yep, and 2 wallpapers. Yep, plywood and 2 wallpapers. Alright, so this one should only take 1 of the wallpapers. It's probably pulling a little bit out of each container. Yeah, it's probably pulling a little bit out of each container. Are you 100%? You are 100%. So let's head over to here. Alright. Oh, good. So let's grab a drywall of steel and a lumber. Lumber, drywall, and steel. I think that's what I needed. Lumber, steel. If not, we can always bring it back. My short-term memory is getting worse and worse. Alright, so you should have everything you need except for concrete. You do. Alright, so what do we need to build? This one, we'll put concrete in all of them at the same time. Lumber, let's grab lumber, steel, drywall. Be right about there. Turn auto load on. Alright, lumber, steel, drywall. And then we should probably only need 2 more containers after this one. So there's going to be about 15 to 18 factories that are going to have to be updated for the new to accept the new containers, but they all work with existing saves. Alright, so we need, let's grab wallpaper and plywood. Now we can get everything built. And then the Ritchieville map will be, crap, what did I need? Plywood and wallpaper. Let me get those before I forget. And then I'll finish my thought of what I just started babbling on about. Plywood and wallpaper. Alright, turn auto load on. Alright, plywood. Wallpaper. Alright, so what I started babbling on about is once we get these last 4 factories tested and adjusted, the Ritchieville map will be ready for the container project, the container mods. Every single placeable factory will be ready for the container placeables. So we'll just have to test the hollow map, which Dixie started, but I know she is not home today. So I don't know how far she got on testing. And then we have to test the islands map, but I'll do a lot of that off camera. Alright, so now we just need concrete in these 4 factories. And look, we have a concrete truck sitting right here, just waiting for us. And it's empty. So let's cheat in some concrete since we don't have time to make it. We got too much testing to do. So let's get this guy topped off. And that's going to start that build. Alright, let's get 100,000 in the next one. Head over this way. last one. Alright, we're gonna roll time, which is gonna take 3 or 4 in-game days for all of these to build. I'm gonna just spin my truck around so we can try and watch all 4 at the same time. Not quite, but almost. Oop, hold on. Zoom my camera all the way out. My camera is zoomed all the way out. Alright, let's go 2000 speed for like 4 game days. These 4 factories will build. And then we can get the triggers tested. Hope everyone is doing well today. Oh, let me move my mic cord so I don't spill my coffee. Yeah, I only go 2000 speed on my test map. If I'm building these on my real single player game, I always play on 1 speed and then sleep the night. So my like realistic single player save, I actually wait the 4 game days for these factories to build. I'm going to roll the night, wait till it gets light, and we'll check the triggers to make sure these factories are 100% built. Let's go back to 1 speed. Are you 100% built? You are. Are you 100% built? You are. We'll get a closer look at these in a minute as I'm filling them up. Breakfast Factory is 100% built. And Potato Chip Factory, you're not quite built because I got another trigger popping up. Where's your little icon? Right here. Alright, so you are 100% built. Alright, so let's fill this one first. So what do we need? Let's grab a power cell, a cheese, power cell, no, let's do power cell, cheese, and onion. So power cell, cheese, and onion. So power cell, pop out a power cell. I know I passed them off. Power cell. Y'all are probably yelling at me. There it was. Let's grab a cheese. And let's grab a onion. Now onion's arable, so it's going to be in the grain storage. And I pre-filled these for testing. So let's grab an onion. Alright, let's throw these to see if the triggers work in this factory, or if they're going to need to be adjusted. And onion. So the potato chip factory can make onion rings. So onions. My eyes are burning already. Alright, now where's the trigger in this factory? Like I said, I don't have time to play my own maps, so unfortunately I don't even have any of these factories on any of my maps, other than the test map. Alright, let's pop these in here, and nice. It probably didn't take the whole onion. It's probably only set at 500,000 liters. So did you take... Oh, you're still emptying. Alright, perfect. So this factory I'm going to call done. So potato chip factory, done. Let's see what species 7 needs. Alright, species 7. Let's just look at the menu. It's much easier. Let's grab a power cell, a veggie oil, and sea salt. So power cell, veggie oil, sea salt. Power cell, power cell. Let's grab a veggie oil, which is liquid. Veggie oil. Ooh, no veggie oil in there. Let's put some veggie oil in there so we can spawn out a pallet. Let me pop out the sea salt before I forget. Sea salt is Quarry. Now let's throw a little bit more veggie oil in there so I can spawn out a container. Let's grab our tanker. And again, because we're testing, I'm just going to cheat in a tanker full of veggie oil. So let's drop this in here. Thank you for all the enjoyment your maps give us, players. You are more than welcome. I actually enjoy working in the editor more than I do playing. So I get bored playing in a half an hour, so I actually enjoy working in the editor. Alright, so the product has to move from the in to the out, from the input to the output. So if we look now, if we look at our veggie oil, we only have 800,000 in the output because it didn't move from the input to the output yet. So I'm just going to roll time for about a half an hour, or just a couple minutes. And now I should be able to pop out a full container of veggie oil. Yeah, so now I can pop out a full container of veggie oil because we're container testing today. So I know it takes the bulk goods. I know it takes regular pallets. It's the containers I wasn't sure if the triggers were going to work on. So power cells. Let's grab the veggie oil. And let's grab the sea salt. Alright, let's see if the triggers on that factory work. Like I said, I know the bulk triggers work, so it's no problem putting bulk in. There's no problem putting regular pallets in. It's the new containers. I've been adjusting a lot of triggers to accept the new containers. Alright, now I fixed this morning. Everything's now going to go into one trigger, which is over here. And I don't think that trigger's working because it didn't take much of the power cells. Yeah, so let's adjust. Let's pull these up real quick. Let's save this and let's adjust this trigger. Let's do a save. Let's get out of here. And then let's adjust that trigger. So that was the breakfast factory. So let's go into, do I have one open? No, let's close that. I already have a folder open. Alright, species scrambles. Let's open that up. Let's grab a plane to work on. So I need that to adjust the triggers. And then let's adjust these triggers. Yeah, that trigger definitely has to be adjusted. This one is too high, so this one's got to come down a little bit. And then this one, let's make it a little bit taller to accept the containers. And that should be good there. If not, we'll come in and if they don't work, if the adjustment doesn't work, I'm going to replace the triggers. So let's get rid of the base. Let's save that. We'll delete this. We'll zip it back up. So copy, throw it in my test map. And then let's jump back in game. A lot of times I just have to completely replace the trigger instead of adjusting it. Alright, let's grab a little bit of speed. Alright, let's zoom back out so we can all see. Now it should take this product. If not, I'm going to replace those triggers. Pull up a little bit further. There we go. So it took the power cells. Sea salt, it took half a container. And veggie oil, it took half the container. So this factory, we're going to go in and make another adjustment too. Now that the triggers work, let's pick those back up a second. Let's exit without saving. Let's go back into the breakfast factory. Now let's go eggs. I'm going to leave eggs at 500,000. Steamed potatoes, let's change that to 1,000,000 liters. Let's change onions to 1,000,000 liters. Tomatoes, ham, sausage, oranges for orange juice. Let's take sea salt to 1,000,000 liters. Water, yeah, we could take water to 1,000,000 liters. Power cells, I'm going to leave at 500,000 because of the visibility node. Pallets, I'm going to leave at 500,000 because of the visibility node. Let's take veggie oil to 1,000,000 liters. Sugar to 1,000,000 liters. And now it should take the full container. So let's delete that. Let's copy that into here. Now they should take the full container. Back into the test map. Like I said, I'm going to be in and out of the game about 100 times today. If I can get the hollow map tested today, then I'm going to call the container project done. And well, then the islands map I'll test off camera because that map is just a pain in the butt. So I'm going to do a lot of cheating and teleporting and editing files just to test the factories on that map. So I'll do that off camera. Alright, let's get our speed. Go back here. Now it should take, since we change it to 1,000,000 liters, and every adjustment I make works with an existing save. So if you already had this factory on your map, when I update it, it'll work with the existing save. So now these should take full containers. There we go. I may have to just drop this one back down. Did I not fix that one? Oh, there we go. So this factory, okay, I'm going to call the breakfast factory done. Let's go look at our other two factories. And am I turning the wrong way? Probably. Nope. Pizza factory and pie factory. Alright, so let's grab sausage, mushroom, sausage, mushroom, and flour. Sausage, mushroom, and flour. Let's grab a sausage. Let's grab a pallet of mushrooms. Now mushrooms are greenhouse and orchard, so they're going to be in cold storage. Now let's grab a container of flour. Now flour I put in with the in the grain storage with the arable products. So I added your washed potatoes, your steamed potatoes, your cornmeal, and your flour in here. Sausage from the slaughterhouse, onions, or no, I'm sorry, mushrooms from the greenhouses, and then flours made in the mill. So we have our flour. Let's test those triggers. So where we, oh yes, right, we're going to the pizza factory. Now again, I think I took all of the triggers and combined them into one this morning. So everything should now go here. I said should, unless we have to adjust the quantities. Nope, you didn't take the mushrooms. And you didn't take the flour. Is this our only... Let me grab my F5. I think that's the only input trigger. That's the global company menu. Let's go in and adjust these triggers. Let's pick you up. Let's do a save. And let's adjust those triggers. Man, I wish I had $1 for every time I went from the editor to the game. Alright, Pizza Factory. Alright, let's create something to work on. And I can easily see the triggers. So everything should now be in one trigger. And you're too high, so that's why it's not taking the containers. Let me bump you down a little bit. And then the pallet trigger, let me make a little bit taller for the containers. And we'll put you right about there. Let's see if that does it. If not, I'll come in and replace these triggers. Let's delete that. Save it. Let's delete you. Copy, paste. Alright, back in game. Yeah, I like doing one factory at a time. This way I can just check it off my list and move on. Alright, let's grab a little bit of speed. And let's try these triggers one more time. No, I'm going to have to replace these triggers. Oh no, it took it. 500,000 liters. 500,000 liters. Let's go in and adjust this factory as well. I should have looked at that before I came back in game. So let's go to back to the pizza factory. So let's look at this mess. So we have flour, let's bump that to 1,000,000 liters. Cheese to 1,000,000 liters. Tomatoes. Sea salt has a plane, so I'm going to leave that at 500,000. Herbs and spices can come up. Bacon can come up. Pepperoni. Sausage. Ham. Olives. Mushrooms. Onions. Water. Yeah, we can bring water up to 1,000,000 liters. Power cells has no visibility node. So let's bring that up to 1,000,000 liters as well. Alright, so that's going to be, now that factory should take the full container. So let's delete that. Let's throw this back in our test map. Now before we go in any further, let's just take a quick peek at the pie factory. That's the one we're going to test next. So let's bump flour up to 1,000,000 liters. Butter. Pallets can go to 1,000,000 liters. Water. Pumpkin for pumpkin pie. Cherry for cherry pie. Apple for apple pie. Strawberry, you guessed it, strawberry pie. Hold on, I messed that up. Let's just fix the whole thing. 1,0,0,0,0,0,0 coconut cream pie. Power cells can come up to 1,000,000 as well. And then the lumber and the steel, that's to build the factory with. Alright, so let's delete the pie factory. Zip it back up. And let's go copy and paste. Alright, hopefully these two factories will test out fine now. We may have to adjust the triggers on the pie factory. But it should take a full container now. Alright, let's start. One thing I haven't done in a while, let's grab a little bit of speed. One thing I haven't done in a while, check the log for any Lua errors with all these adjustments. Let me take a quick peek at the game log and make sure no other weird Lua errors popped up in here. Nope, we're good. So all the factories are clean. Alright, let's head back over to here. Now this should take full containers this time. Maybe not. I said, oh, there we go. I jump out of the truck to check them and my containers disappear. All right, let's call Pizza Factory good. Last placeable factory to test is the Pie Factory. Oh, so glad most of the testing is now behind us. All right, what do we need for this factory? Let's grab a... let me just look through here really quick. Let's grab a flour, a butter. Let's grab flour, butter, and pumpkin. Alright, butter. Let's grab some butter. Grab some pumpkins and some flowers. Now, pumpkins are orchard and greenhouse. Oh, and I don't have any pumpkins in there. Alright, let's grab cherries for cherry pie instead. That'll work. And let's grab some flour. And it gives us 3 different types of containers that we can test. I don't know if I turned the auto load on. I did. Alright, butter. Grab the cherries for the cherry pie. And let's grab the flour. Alright, Pie Factory, here we come. Now, again, I reduced this down to 1 trigger this morning. But I couldn't test it because the factory wasn't built. Now remember, these are 1,000,000 liters, so they're going to take a little bit to empty. And as soon as I pop out of the truck, they're going to disappear. Well, maybe not. Okay, you're not taking the bulk goods. Why? That should be the only trigger. We're going to have to adjust this trigger. So let's get out of here. Let's save this. I knew it was too good to be true. Now I do have a couple more buildable factories that I've not tested, so we may have to go in and test just a few more buildable factories since I'm having all these problems with adjusted fact triggers. So we may have to build one or two more factories. But let's create our plane. I was trying to take a shortcut and not have to test every factory, but we may have to. So let's look at this guy. This guy is too low, so that's why this trigger's not working. So let's bring this up a little bit. And then let's look at our pallet trigger. Let's make our pallet trigger just a little bit taller. And that should do it. Let's delete that. Let's save this. So let's go copy and paste. Let me look at my list really quick. So Nescafe was good. Kraft was good. Procter & Gamble. The Pie Factory we're testing now. Pizza Factory. We may have to build Miners Mills, Hershey, and the Fermenting House to test those. And they are the absolute last three factories that have not been tested. So we may have to build 3 more factories, y'all. I'm just so tired of building factories just to test triggers. Now keep in mind, this is my test map. It takes a little bit to load, but I have almost every single factory in here up and running. Let's grab a little bit of speed. Now let's see if this trigger is going to work. And of course, the Dixie Pie Company is the one that's giving me... Oh, there we go. Perfect. So I can call the Pie Factory done now. So that's completely done. Now, the last 3 factories that are completely untested and unbuilt are the Fermenting House, Hershey, and Procter & Gamble. What time is it? It's only 10:30. We have another hour. So let's grab... Before I have to get out of here, make sure my mom has lunch. Let's grab the Fermenting House. Might as well test these. I don't want to leave them untested and then have issues after their release. So let's grab the Fermenting House. If I'm going to torture myself with building factories, then let's do it right. Alright, Fermenting House. I need Hershey's. Can we squeeze Hershey's in here, and where are the triggers? Let's turn the triggers so they're on the same side. So it's a little bit easier to build. And then we also need Miners Mill. A nice small one. Alright, let's throw you right here. Alright, let's test out these 3 factories. Torture. I hate torture. Lumber, steel, drywall. Then I'll have every single factory on my test map once these 3 are built. Ooh, I don't have no tire tracks. I don't know where our truck needs to be. Let's put you about here. Let's turn the auto load on. Lumber, steel, plywood. Lumber. And you didn't load. Alright, lumber, steel, and plywood. I hate driving this far just to test factories. But that's me. I hate testing in general. I'm curious to see, since I have every single factory on the map up and running, let's see how bad the FPS is. Oh, not bad. We're at 60. Alright, drywall wallpaper. Drywall wallpaper lumber. Drywall wallpaper lumber. Yeah, I knew I was going to take an FPS hit only because I have that many factories running. All in one spot. I think right about there. Now I can't remember what I needed. Drywall. I think it was plywood. If not, I could put it in the other factory. So plywood, drywall, and lumber. If not, I'll grab what I need the next trip. Because my memory is that bad. Yeah, if I didn't test these last 3 factories and said to hell with it and took a shortcut, then if they didn't work, then I'd be upset. Alright, I probably grabbed the wrong product. Okay, wallpaper. Did I not grab wallpaper? I did not grab wallpaper. So you need wallpaper. Probably doesn't take it. So I need wallpaper. Oh, it's going to need another lumber. So wallpaper, a lumber, and 2 steel. Wallpaper, lumber, and 2 steel. So you don't take that either. Wallpaper, lumber, steel. Brew crew. You're gonna help me out? Need some notes for... Yeah, my memory is that bad anymore. I've got 3 notebooks sitting next to my computer. Yeah, yeah, it's my it's bad. It's bad and it's getting worse. My tire tracks are gone, so I don't know where my trailer needs to be. Let's try it right about there. So, wallpaper. Let's grab the wallpaper first. So, wallpaper. Oh, it did take it. It did pick it up. Lumber and a steel. Yeah, I'm not a fan of building factories personally, but the players love it. I don't mind it when I'm playing and I'm building one factory at a time, but I hate it when I'm testing. So you should take the wallpaper. Perfect. So that factory only needs concrete. Yeah, I stopped making buildable factories and my Patreons went, hey, no, we want buildable factories. Alright, so you need... Let me just double check, make sure this only needs concrete. Yeah, so that one only needs concrete. This one has to take 2 pallets of everything, so we need... Let's grab a steel and 2 drywall. That could be a pain, yeah. Like, this kind of testing drives me nuts. One factory at a time is fine. My tire tracks are disappearing all of a sudden. Alright, steel. And I think it was 2 drywall. Oh, and I'm not in... Oh, did I forget turn auto? I forgot turn auto load on. 2 drywall. Had to make a placeable warehouse with buyable product just for testing. Yeah, I cheat everything in before I before I go live on Twitch. So I'll just go in and I'll cheat everything into the XML files for my test maps. Like, I have to test the hollow map next, so I just went in and I pre-filled everything in the XML files. Alright, so we need... let's grab two... Let's grab 2 red brick and a roofing. Man, I wish my tire tracks didn't disappear so quick. Alright, turn auto load on. 2 red brick and a roofing. Alright, roofing. I'm in the trigger. Alright, let's grab 2 red brick. If I'm not too close to the trigger. There we go. Yeah, because I could have put these factories down, saved the game, went into the XML files, just edited the inputs, and then just built them real quick, but I decided to go the hard way. Alright, so let's grab a roofing and 2 insulation. Alright, roofing. Roofing. And then 2 insulation. Yeah, just back and forth delivering stuff to the factory just drives me nuts. I don't like to do a lot of driving. I bought American Truck Sim. I think I played it just long enough where I couldn't refund it, and I uninstalled it. Because after playing for a couple hours, I realized on how much I actually hate driving. I'm the same way in real life. I don't like driving in real life anymore either. Alright, what else do we need? We need, let's grab 2 doors and a window. I guess we could try something. Alright, hold on. Let's try something here a minute. So, 2... Crap, was it a door and 2 windows? I can't remember now. Let me try something. Let's grab... Is it under here? No, it's under here. Container trailer with a attacher. And let's grab a dolly. Where's my truck? Oh. Can I not hook you? Oh, because my truck doesn't have a friggin' hitch on it. That's alright. You can sit here a minute. It's my test map. So that doesn't matter. I got vehicles everywhere. One of these days I'll clean it up. You should have... I swear you had a hitch on you. There you go, trailer hitch. Not you. You. Think it was 2 doors? Yeah, I can't remember. Alright, which one has the trailer hitch? The one next to me has the trailer hitch. This one doesn't, so let's throw the dolly on this one. Now I can't back these things up to save my ass, y'all. This is why I very rarely use dollies. Alright, let's attach you. Let's grab this guy, because I know this trailer has the trailer hitch on it. I can zoom my camera out a little bit more. There we go. It would have been quicker just to take the damn things over 3 at a time. But, yeah, let's make sure this mess works. Now, if I don't park myself in the trigger, we should be alright. Alright, let's go to the first one. Let's turn auto load on. So I know I needed, I think it was 1 window and 2 doors. I honestly can't remember. I think it might have been a door and 2 windows. Actually, let's just go here. Which factory are we building? Oh, what the hell? Let's just run back there real quick. Oh. You just need concrete. Alright, let's grab, okay, 2 doors, 2 windows, 2 water pipe. So water pipe, and then let's grab either door or window. So door, as we just need another door and 2 windows. We switch trailers, turn auto load on. What did I say I needed? Door and 2 windows. Let's grab another door. And grab 2 windows. Hey, if this actually works, once you get the setup done, this will actually save you a little bit of time. There you go, 6 million liters of product at one time. Actually, these containers are only 100,000. The other containers are 1 million. And I'm driving to the wrong building. Y'all are screaming at me, why didn't you do that an hour ago? Hook these 2 darn trailers together. Switch trailers. Drop you in there. Switch trailers. And there we go. This should have everything that this factory needs. So that one's going to start building. We might as well throw concrete in that other one. Let's take this guy back. And we'll just have to fill the 3rd factory. So these 2 should start building while we're bringing products over to the 3rd factory. Now let's get this guy out of the triggers. Alright, so what does this 3rd factory need? And how many liters each? Alright, so it's 100,000 liters each. So let's grab, let's grab my notebook. Insulation, siding, window, door, drywall steel lumber. You know I'm not going to remember all that crap by the time we get back to the warehouse. let's go back to the first trailer. I think I'm good right about there. Let's turn auto load on. And now let's grab my list. So let's grab lumber, steel drywall, let's pull this guy up, switch trailers, right about there, turn auto load on. Let's grab, we need insulation, siding, window. Window, siding, insulation. And I think we're going to have to come back for doors. Yeah, 11. I'm gonna, as soon as we get these 3 factories tested, I'm gonna get out of here for lunch, make sure my mom has some food. Back to the first trailer. Now, why I didn't do this like 3 hours ago is beyond me. Let's go back to the second trailer. Now, I think the only thing I need is a door. Where's my... Yep, so we just need a door. Can I do a U or am I going to get stuck? Let's go grab a door. I'm going to drop the second trailer. Let's grab a door. And I'm going to drop the dolly. Look, I'm going to become famous again. Yay! I like becoming famous. Oh no! Nice wipeout. Let's grab super strength. Nice one. I built everything in my map mainly because I couldn't wrap my head around placeables until recently. I think the placeables are actually easier to build than building them into the factory or into the map. I like building the placeables more. I guess personal choice. So you should now be perfect, 100%. So let's jump into, let's grab our concrete truck. Let's zoom our camera out. There we go. Let's go. It's going to take 3 game days, so let's just roll time. Yeah, personally, I like building the placeables than building them into a map, but again, that's just personal choice. Now, these are the last of the placeable factories that we have to test triggers on. Thank God. I was not looking forward to building these 10 factories just to test triggers. Now that I finally figured out how to do placeables, I'll probably all change. It's going to all change in 22. Because what I've heard is Giants did not re-sign up with global companies, so there's going to be a new script for factories. It's what I've heard. Alright, so the Hershey's still not built, so I'm going to roll one more day. Yeah, that's what I've heard from someone that works for Global Company, was Giants did not re-sign a contract with Global Company. So I'm assuming there's going to be a new script for factories. Alright, Hershey's is still building. Since Hershey's is still building, I'm just going to roll one more day. And Giants also is not saying if we can increase the number of channels for extra fill types and fruit types. So that's another thing that Giants is really tight-lipped about. Alright, so I know that's 100% built. Let's see if Hershey's is still not 100% built. So we have 88% on production. So let's roll a couple more hours. Alright, a cone disappeared. Did my trigger disappear? 92%. So let's roll just a couple more hours. And let's see if this is... Project is still active. How much is the project at? 93%. What the hell? Let's just roll tonight to be safe. choke point then? Yeah. I mean, we're not going to know until the engine comes out. The new Giants engine and the new Giants editor. But I was chatting with Oxygen David a little bit, and he's not planning on converting any of his maps from 19 to 22. He's in the same boat with me. With the new Giants engine, the new scripting, and the new texture formatting, it's going to be nearly impossible to convert maps from 19 to 22. Because there's a new texture program. So if you have an existing map or an existing factory and you want to convert it from 19 to 22, every single texture has to be run through an external program for a new format for the new engine, is what I've heard. Something like Paint.net, but it's Giant's own program. Lots of nightstand to come. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. All right, let's grab a diesel, a crate, and diesel crate and corn. So diesel crate and corn. Alright, diesel, crate, and corn. So crate, let's grab a diesel. And let's grab a corn. Corn's going to be the grain storage because it's arable. And then every building built into the map needs a snow layer. So no one knows how the snow layer is going to be done. And then let's say you have a picnic table in the map, and because of seasons, you have to make it disappear off the map in the fall and then reappear onto the map in the spring. So to be seasons compatible, all of your decorations on the map are going to have a user attribute put into it. And then from 19 to 22, none of the foliage will be compatible, none of the grass will be compatible, none of the trees will be compatible, because of the change for seasons. Because what I've seen, what I've heard, is all of your foliage has to change per season. And it looks like we may have to adjust containers. We have to adjust containers, do we have to adjust triggers? Okay, no, you took 50,000 liters, perfect. So that is the Domino's factory. So I'm going to call the Domino's factory done because it took everything it needed. Does Hershey take diesel? Hershey does not take diesel. Does the fermenting house take diesel? It does not. Alright, let's dump the diesel back in. So let's grab milk, sugar, and cocoa. So milk, sugar, cocoa. If they wanted to upset their base, it's the worst way to go. Yeah, it's what I've heard for the new with the new engine and with seasons being built into the map. Now let's dump you back into liquid storage. Milk, sugar, and cocoa. So let's grab some sugar. Let's grab cocoa and milk. Let's grab a container of milk. And let's grab a container of cocoa. Now, cocoa is orchard product, so it's going to be in here. Hopefully Giants has lots of assets for us to borrow. I'm hoping. Now, what I've also heard is they're working on hundreds of placeables to go with the maps. Oh, I hit the container. It's just going to be converting, let's say carrots are in my maps, and we want to put carrots in the new map for Giants. I heard that we cannot use any of the existing i3ds or XMLs or texture files. Everything has to be in a new format. Now, where are my triggers for this factory? I think I put everything here in one trigger, but I could be wrong. You took the sugar. Are you going to take the milk and the cocoa? You did. Perfect. So Hershey's is done. Don't have to worry about this. All right, one more factory, and every single placeable factory has been tested. Let's check the fermenting house. All right, what do you need? Where's my little gizmo? Right here. All right, let's grab... Again, I want to grab like 3 different containers. So let's grab barrels. I don't have no liquids on this one, so other than water. I don't have water in a container. So let's grab barrels, sea salt, and rice. So barrels, sea salt, and rice. Barrels. Grab some sea salt and some rice. Rice is arable, so it's going to be in the grain. And then sea salt's going to be in the quarry. Alright, if these triggers work, I'm going to get out of here for lunch. And then after lunch, I'm gonna test all the factories built into the hollow map. All those triggers have to be tested for the new containers. I know Dixie's not home today, and I don't know how far she got with testing because she's been under the weather the last couple days. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting the first couple months when the game's released and the engine's released to see what mappers and modders can do. Alright, I think everything goes in one trigger, but I can't remember which side. I want to say this side, but I could be wrong. This may be where the product spawns out. Did it take anything? It did not take anything. Let's try the other side. This may be the side where the product spawns out. But yeah, hopefully Giants won't make it too hard on us, because they know their game is crap without the modding community. And their maps are definitely crap without the modding community. So you took everything. Perfect. So every single placeable factory has now been tested with the new containers. So I can breathe a little sigh of relief. So the Ridgeville map is now completely tested. Every built-in factory on this map has been tested. Every single placeable factory has been tested. And as I'm driving around, you can see how many placeable factories we have. Now, after lunch, I'm going to start testing the hollow map. We don't have to test any more placeable factories because they're completely done, but we have to test every factory built into the... Let me throw you all on ending soon. So then I'm going to just save and close the game. So I've got to test, or we have to test because Dixie is still testing. We got to test every single factory built into the hollow map and every single factory built into the islands map. So give me about half hour, 45 minutes, and I will be back. I hope if you don't come back, I hope everybody has a great day. But yeah, give me about 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll start testing every factory built into the hollow map.